It's a newcomer. I don't know who this person is. Whisper. But we welcome you. Thanks for joining us here on the Starfighter podcast. Welcome, and thanks for being here. Whisper says, when it comes to Anakin and the prophecy, does Rise of Skywalker negate Return of the Jedi if Sidious wasn't defeated? I have an answer for this. I think it's a really good question, something that I've heard quite a bit. Um, so my answer to this is only if you let it.
Oh my gosh.
And I know it kind of sounds dumb, but I'm actually serious. I mean, and I think that because it's no surprise for many, I think the majority of Star Wars fans are kind of let down by the new series, even if you find some enjoyment in it, like I do. I do find some enjoyment in the sequel trilogy, not as much as the rest, not nearly as much as the original trilogy. But the things that I don't like, I'm not gonna. I mean, I feel like it's a choice, especially in a situation like this, to have that at the end of the day ruin something like the good, like really strong ending that is Return of the Jedi. And so to just go a little bit more into that, um, the other way of looking at it, which is probably maybe the better answer to give, is that I don't think that it um, takes away from that because at the end of the day, both Luke and by extension Anakin coming back from being turned um, to back to the light side, both of them brought peace and balance to the galaxy, and they brought years and years of peace to the galaxy. They restored peace for quite a bit of time until um, Force Awakens, or maybe a little bit before Force Awakens. You know what I mean? So there's a good chunk of time where they still brought peace to the galaxy, and so um, I mean, you can't take that away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
City is coming back. Like it doesn't take away what they were able to accomplish. Um, but that's not to say that maybe they should have possibly done something else. But that's my feelings. What do you think?
I feel like everything that I've thought about the prophecy and everything, none of it was permanent. Like when they were explaining it, none of it was said to be permanent. Um it was never going to be like he's going to destroy the Sith for forever, like they're going to be done forever. It was going to be that he was going to bring balance to the Force, um and defeat Sith. So he defeated Palpatine. Palpatine came back, but he defeated him, and he did restore balance. Like, there was the fact that he ended it temporarily. At least he restored balance. So, um, yeah, I don't think it was like in vain or anything. I don't know. I
Yeah,
definitely think it does kind of like what you said. Depends on how you look at it, but um, I don't know. It is different to me because you have this whole deal of everyone making a big deal of how Anakin's the chosen one, and then you have Ray who went and did the exact same thing, and they didn't talk about her being chosen like once. Um,
right. I've talked about that before. I think talking about like the prophecy when it comes to Star Wars is like one of the most interesting things, like interesting subjects. Um, I think that they had a missed opportunity there. I think that they should have made it that this prophecy repeats itself after time, like similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender. After a huge chunk of time has passed, someone else gets this role of becoming the Avatar and being the chosen one. I think they should have kept that in place. Who knows? Maybe they'll recently they've been doing some like new comics and bringing out like more things that are connected, kind of like giving more backstory that they should have explained, giving explanations in these comics, newer comics that they should have explained in the movies, but this is the way that they're doing them. And then also we're getting some answers like in Mandalorian and Bad Batch a little bit too. My other point that I wanted to mention as well, I think a lot of people forget this, but in the Legends, in the comics, Palpatine came back anyways. He also came back in Legends as well,
Yeah,
um, and he came back as clones. And also, it was confirmed. A lot of us think that the Sidious that we see in Rise of Skywalker. This is something to really take note of. A lot of us thought, especially because they don't specify, thought that that was the original Sidious. It's not. It's a clone, and that is confirmed. It is a clone also in Rise of Skywalker. So I don't know. I mean, I wasn't. I probably like was too young to understand like all the
yeah,
canon
yeah,
that was going on with the legends at the time. But like, I mean, a lot of fans really love Legends and love those comics, like those Dark Horse comics and these adventures of Luke. And then when it comes to him having to go up against the Empire again, when Sidious, the Emperor's clones, come into play, and so like I don't know, they did it in Legends, so they kind of just pulled from that in a way.
yeah, for sure.
And next message from him, he says, "Is it possible that Anakin or his lineage fulfilled the prophecy at other times than defeating Darth Sidious in the Death Star?"
As of right now, well, in the comics, um, Luke does have a child, right?
In Legends, actually, that's what they did. So they cherry picked from Legends in Force Awakens, making Ben a Solo. In Legends, Ben is actually the name of Luke's son.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I guess we consider that part of his lineage, but
Yeah,
I guess he
by
had,
extension,
yeah,
he's
by
still
extension,
fulfilling that prophecy, right? It all goes back to Anakin.
yeah, he did give Rey his life force, so I count it.
Whisper says, regardless of the prophecy, does Sidious' return diminish Vader's sacrifice for Luke?
Mm,
Only if you let it.
if you let it. All right,
No,
guys, it's been fun. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
cue the music. No, I don't think that it does again. And also, I wasn't really thinking initially when Whisper brought up these questions. I wasn't really thinking about the whole thing about the clones, but I mean, he still defeated the real Palpatine.
Yeah, and I don't think either way. I don't think Vader's sacrifice has anything like when it comes to what he did for Luke. I don't think him returning takes away anything from that because it definitely saved him in the moment. Um, so I don't think that really changes much with his return. Um, but yeah, I definitely he did defeat Palpatine to some extent. He was just had everything planned, I guess. So I think Palpatine was smart enough to realize that eventually he would probably um, get taken out. Like, let's be honest, if things went normally for a while, Vader would have taken out Palpatine. Like, that's how Sith stuff usually goes, right? So he probably was planning for it in the first place. Um,
Yeah,
he was probably planning for even more than what happened. He was probably expecting Vader to be there. So he did his job.
yeah. I mean, like in Empire, he even tells, or was it Empire? Yeah, I think it was Empire where he wants Luke to join him
Yeah,
and
Palpatine
defeat
was
the
trying to
Emperor.
mess with everything. He was trying to break the the Sith cycle, even with Luke. The Ben pop off. I say that, but he didn't. He didn't really pop off, huh? I guess he shot some blasters, but he did enough. He did enough. He had a place.
We'll close things up. If you're new, please subscribe here to our channel here on YouTube. Again, you can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify as well, um, all that good stuff. Wherever podcasts can be heard. We'll be back soon, so stay tuned for more episodes coming your way. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.